I guess about 7 months ago, I went into a school that I was supply teaching at, and I was just signing in first thing in the morning and got a message from my wife, and I called home and found out that my twin brother had been missing for the last 24 hours, and this was in the middle of cold winter, and I knew my brother, and I knew that there was no reason why he would be missing on a Monday, Tuesday for 24 hours without there being something seriously wrong. And yeah, I knew deep inside he must have been gone for sure, but I don't know if that's just a twin thing or the feeling where I was at. But anyway, it turns out that yeah, he was down the edge of Lake Ontario. It was super icy, and it looks like he slipped into the water, bumped his head, knocked the wind out of him, something like that, and drowned in just a few feet of water on the edge of the shore. So, people often say things like, "Wow, man, I don't know what to say. Have no idea what it's like being a twin, losing a twin." And sure, I mean, in a way, I almost can't tell you what that is myself, because, anyone who's lost anyone knows that it can have all sorts of effects. It can have, there's a whole range of grief effects, and I don't, in a lot of ways, there's nothing special about my loss, having lost a twin. Lots of people have lost people who are very important to them, and I think, I know now that that big difference isn't just that we lived for 31 years together, or 31 years. It's not just that, because other siblings or other family could have done that as well. And it's not the shared DNA either. I think that's just a chemical thing. I don't think there's anything magic about that. I think what the real key is having spent 9 or 10 months in a womb together. And that may seem a little abstract, but I really believe that it's those 9 months just locked like that, starting from this and ending up just like that. And there's nothing in the world that compares with that at all. And so I got the feeling that for me, this grief will take a long time to really set in and show itself. This last half year has been a blur. It's been numb. It's been painful. It's been, full of anger too. And, those are all common things for anyone who's lost someone close to them. Totally common. And, sometimes you feel like maybe there's not anything worth living on for when you lose someone so important. I mean, luckily I wasn't there. I didn't feel like that. I've got a couple of wonderful kids and wife and family that I would never do that to them, and I knew that Doug would never do that to any of us either. And but what it leads to is that, at least for me anyway, a kind of a paralysis, and it's taken a long time just to sort of, I guess, I don't know what it is, but some people might say moving on or something, to be able to, I guess for me it's been just settling in that it's really true, that he really is gone, and really beginning to grieve, I think. So I feel like now, 7 months later, that I'm at a place where I'm, here I am getting ready to do a show, singing some Johnny Cash songs, and it's taken a long time just to step out and be out in public and be around people who say things like, "Hey, how's it going?" or "How are you?" And for a long time I hated that. I couldn't stand when someone would say, "How are you?" And I think, really? You got a half an hour? Because don't bother asking if you don't. And so the thing is that it's loss, and that's the thing that's that so many people have in whatever way, whatever, it doesn't, there are so many kinds of loss, whether it's a person or a job or anything. I mean, there are addictions, there are so many things that can mess people up and all of a sudden take away the foundation of what your life had been. And when that rug pulls out from under your feet, you know, you gotta hope that there are people around that can get you through that, because, you know, that has been the case. That has been the case, to be surrounded by people who are willing to do whatever it takes to help out and try and help you make ends meet. And if you don't have that, then I just feel really sorry for people who don't have someone to turn to, or think they don't have someone to turn to, and if they, you know, if they're in rough times, wow, I hope that people realize that there are people out there. It may be hard to find them. It may be hard to know that is somebody out there that can make a difference, but there are people out there like that, I don't know much what else to say except that you know, it's taken a long time for me to feel hope about anything, but I'm there and starting to pull pieces back together again, and yeah, I just hope that anyone out there listening and seeing something similar in their own lives, I hope they hold out and find the people that can get them through these rough straits. Thanks a lot.